The OnePlus 10 Pro is officially official, but there is a bit of a catch. It's currently only going to be available in China. What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and here's everything you need to know about the OnePlus 10 Pro. So OnePlus has been putting leakers out of business by essentially leaking their device themselves over the past few weeks. And today we've had the official China announcement. So we can break everything down. The design, you've seen it before. It has a new design with a large camera module which blends in to the edge. Now I know a lot of you guys will probably be saying in the comments that it has been heavily inspired by the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, and I would agree, it does look like some inspiration has been taken there. The camera module looks very similar with the top cut off, but nevertheless, I do think it looks pretty good. We've got a matte frosted finish with two colors, volcanic black as well as an emerald frost. And in terms of the size, dimensions and weight, very similar to what we had on the OnePlus 9 Pro. Slight differences here and there, so it should feel pretty similar when you are holding it. Now flipping over to the front, the OnePlus 10 Pro looks very similar to the OnePlus 9 Pro. So we do have small bezels, curved edges with a punch out in the corner. However, things have been improved. It's a 6.7-inch display, and it is a fluid AMOLED display with up to 120 Hz. Now this is a second generation LTPO, which means it can switch between 1 to 120 Hz faster than what the OnePlus 9 Pro could do. So this should make it more efficient. OnePlus have also said that this is the first in the industry with dual color calibration, which means it can produce more accurate colors at lower as well as higher brightnesses. Now, generally speaking, OnePlus devices have had excellent displays over the past few years, so I expect some of the best here from the OnePlus 10 Pro. Now let's move over onto the cameras. Last year, OnePlus announced this huge partnership with Hasselblad. And although the cameras had improved compared to the previous generations, I wouldn't say they were groundbreaking in any way, and some of the competition, in my opinion, were better. This year, hopefully things have been improved further. We do have a 48 megapixel primary camera with an f1.8 aperture and optical image stabilization. This comes with what OnePlus called their billion color solution, which will be able to shoot with 10-bit color, giving you around 64 times more color processing compared to the OnePlus 9 Pro. But what I'm personally more interested in is the ultra-wide camera. This will now have a 150-degree angle of view. So traditionally, most ultra-wide cameras on smartphones are between 10 to maybe up to 125 degrees. 150 degrees gives you a fisheye effect, which should be really interesting. Now, you will still be able to shoot at around 110 degrees on the OnePlus 10 Pro, giving you more of a traditional ultra-wide, but having that fisheye option should result in some interesting images. And we also have a telephoto camera. This is 8 megapixels and it's going to give up to 3.3 times optical zoom. So it's not going to give you any periscope zoom like we have on, say, the S21 Ultra. The OnePlus 10 Pro will also come with the second generation Hasselblad Pro mode, which will give you control over things like ISO and shutter speed. But you also have RAW Plus, which is going to give you all the benefits of RAW, but with all of the computational photography that you would get on your normal images, giving you a lot more flexibility in post. For video, we do have 4K up to 120 frames a second, 8K up to 24 frames a second, and you'll also be able to shoot in log on the OnePlus 10 Pro, giving you a lot more flexibility in post if you want to tweak the colors and things like that. Now, the front-facing camera, it looks like not much has changed. As far as I can see, it's still 32 megapixels with 1080p video from the front-facing camera. Now, this is something that I complained about a lot on the OnePlus 9 Pro. When we compare it to the competition, I mean, 2021, 2022, you expect 4K from the front-facing camera, but unfortunately, it looks like once again, the front-facing camera is very much an afterthought here on the OnePlus 10 Pro. Nevertheless, we are going to be doing lots of SuperSaf style camera comparisons of the OnePlus 10 Pro versus the competition soon, as soon as we've got it in hand here in the UK. If you want to see that coverage first, then maybe consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. Now, looking at the internals, the performance, this will be powered by all of the top of the line. So we've got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. This is going to be the flagship chipset for most smartphones in 2022. Either 8 or 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM with 128 or 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage. So fast and smooth is the motto of OnePlus, and I do expect the OnePlus 10 Pro to be very fast and smooth with these specifications. Now for the software, we will be getting Oxygen OS 12.1 based on Android 12. That's in the West. However, in China, it will come with Color OS. Now, you guys may already know that last year we had a merger between OnePlus and its parent company, Oppo. So we are going to be seeing a lot more Oppo in the OnePlus this year. And there will be lots of elements of Color OS, I expect, coming into Oxygen OS. That may not be a bad thing because there are lots of cool features in Color OS, but I know a lot of you guys may not be happy about that. Now for the speakers, as expected, we do have dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos. Goes without saying that there won't be a 3.5mm headphone jack. And for the battery, we do have a large 5000 milliamp hour battery. And what's great is that we're gonna have 80-watt charging included out of the box. Now this will be called Super VOOC Flash Charge. So once again, Warp Charge seems to have faded away, and we do have the branding coming over from Oppo, aligning Oppo and OnePlus. Regardless, this will be able to charge the OnePlus 10 Pro from 1 to 100% in just 32 minutes. We also have fast wireless charging, 50-watt AirVOOC. Once again, naming has now been updated. This will be able to charge the OnePlus 10 Pro wirelessly from 1 to 100% in around 47 minutes. Now, the charger you will have to buy separately to be able to output 50 watts. And we do have reverse wireless charging on the OnePlus 10 Pro, where you'll be able to charge other items such as wireless earbuds on the back of the OnePlus 10 Pro. Finally, let's talk about pricing and availability. So we currently only have the Chinese pricing, and the OnePlus 10 Pro will be starting at around 4,700 Chinese yuan. Now, this is slightly lower compared to what the OnePlus 9 Pro came in at last year. If we convert this directly, it's around $737 in the US. However, you can't do a direct conversion because as soon as you put on taxes and import fees and things, the price does increase. So if we look at what the OnePlus 9 Pro started at in China last year, that was around 5,000 Chinese yuan. And in the US, that was around $969. So if it's slightly lower compared to the OnePlus 9 Pro, I'd expect it to come in at around $950 when it does come out in the US. Now, this is just my prediction based on these calculations. So it could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but still going towards that $1,000 mark, I would expect. Availability. So it's going to go on sale in China from the 13th of January. However, there is no update in terms of exactly when it's going to be available in the UK and the US. OnePlus have said it's going to be available later in 2022, which could mean next month, it could mean the month after, but I definitely wouldn't expect it to come this month anyway. Looks like it is just a Chinese exclusive for now. Nevertheless, I'm going to be trying to get a hold of the Chinese version, getting it imported in. So if you do want to see coverage of the OnePlus 10 Pro here on the channel very soon, then make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss that future coverage. What do you guys think of the OnePlus 10 Pro? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. Personally speaking, I am excited for the OnePlus 10 Pro, but I'm not too keen on this China first. I like it when, at least in larger markets, things are a bit more consistent, because by the time the OnePlus 10 Pro comes out in the UK and US, a lot of the hype would have died because, hey, it's already available in China. That's what I think anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found what you saw. If you did, then do smash that like button for me. If you want to see some previous related videos, then those will be linked here in the cards. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on Super Saf TV, and I'll see you next time.